All right, next inductee, Emily Macleod. She'll be presented by Mount Notre Dame Athletic Director Mark Schenkel. Mark?
I'm honored to introduce Emily Macleod Edwards. Most coaches are lucky if they get to introduce one of their former athletes in a Hall of Fame ceremony once. But I have had the privilege now to introduce Emily twice now in the past 4 months, as she was inducted into Mount Notre Dame's Hall of Fame just 4 months ago back in April. I've been the athletic director at Mount Notre Dame now for 21 years, and I've seen some pretty good athletes play for our school. Anyone that coaches high school sports long enough knows that if you are lucky, you will get that opportunity to coach that one-star athlete in your career that your school may never see the likes of again. Emily Macleod was that athlete in my coaching career. To this day is one of the best, if not the best runner ever to run for Mount Notre Dame. I knew Emily was going to be a special runner. When her freshman year of track, she broke a 20-year-old school record in the 3,200 meter run in just her second time out running the race. A record that she continued to improve upon throughout her career and which still stands today. Some of the highlights of Emily's high school track career included being selected to the girls' Greater Cincinnati League first team 3 times, including being named the league's runner of the year in her senior season, and her 6th place finish in the 1,600 meters at the state meet her sophomore year, where she finished just 0.8 of a second from 3rd place. Emily flourished in cross country, being named the GGCL's first team 4 times. She won the league championship twice and was named the league runner of the year twice. She was a 3-time state meet qualifier, finishing 13th as a sophomore, 6th as a junior. In her senior year, Emily won the regional cross country championship, and I can thank Bob Ronker for this stat. And in doing so, Emily became the first female runner in Ohio to defeat 3 state champions in one race. It was at this moment in her career that I knew that the sky was the limit for Emily, and that the best was yet to come in terms of her running career. As you can see by her bio in the program that Bill Schneer did a wonderful job writing. As you can see from the program, Emily just took off once she went on to Michigan State and went on to have an All-American career at Michigan State and made her mark as one of the best runners ever to run for the Spartans. I have 5 characteristics to explain what Emily Macleod is as a runner. First, Emily is a great teammate. In the bio that Bill had wrote about Emily in the program, his first sentence sets the stage. He says that Emily Macleod is first and foremost a team player, which is a strange description for a person in the sport of cross country and track and field, which is both considered to be an individual sport in nature. With all the success that Emily has had, it never went to her head. She was such a good teammate, sometimes it got in the way of her training. And I know there was on several occasions that Emily and I used to have to sit down and talk, because she used to like to run with her teammates, and she would tell me the reason she runs with her teammates because she wanted to make her teammates better. And I said, Emily, that's great and everything, but in the way to make Emily Macleod a better runner, you have to run hard by yourself. Emily was also very dedicated. Never had to worry about Emily running on her own on the off days like it did for most of the other girls. Occasionally, she would run with other top runners on the weekends from other schools. On occasion throughout the year, I used to like to give my girls a rest sometimes when I could tell that they were starting to get tired or whatever. So I'd give them an off day and we'd have an ice cream run or do a scavenger hunt. Every time I would do that, Emily would come back up to me afterwards and say, Coach, what do I need to do when I go home and run? I said, Emily, don't run today. And it was a really hard thing for Emily to get through her head that she was allowed to take some days off. That leads me to the third characteristic. She was a very hard worker. She learned how to run hard to get better. You know, I used to run with Emily to try to push her because, quite frankly, her teammates couldn't push her hard enough to become a better runner. But back when Emily was running, I was in my early 40s, and it took everything I had to be able to run with Emily and to push her. So finally I got smart, and I called Kevin Coles over at Moeller and said, Kevin, do you mind if I send Emily Macleod over to run with your guys twice a week? So thank God Kevin agreed to let me do that. So I sent Emily and another one of her teammates over twice a week, and Kevin told me it was the best workouts that his guys ever had because they never wanted to be beat by Emily and Jessica, who was going over there. So I got what I wanted and Kevin got what he wanted. Emily was also a very, very smart, intelligent runner. As Emily gained more experience, she got smarter on how to run the race. In her senior year at the GGCL Championships, our meet was 2 days, and it was 3 days, the first day and then a day off, and then we had the second day of the meet back then. So I was able to use Emily quite a bit, and I really pushed her. I had Emily running the 800, 1600, 4x8, and 3200 meter. 3200 meter was the last event, and I know Emily was getting very tired, but she ran a very, very smart race. She let the one young lady go out and lead. Emily stayed right behind her for 7 laps. And then on that 4th lap, or on that 8th lap, I'm sorry, Emily went for it, and I think she ran like a 62 last lap or something like that, and won the GGCL championship, and also was named Runner of the Year that year. Emily is very inspiring, and that's my 5th characteristic of Emily as a runner. Not only her teammates, but many M&D runners that came after Emily. They would ask me questions as a coach after Emily was gone. I always was willing to share a story or two about Emily. Emily Macleod made her mark on M&D cross country and track and field during her days at the school. And today, she is that runner that all future M&D runners want to become. Ladies and gentlemen, Emily Macleod Edwards.
Thank you, Schenkel. Thank you, everybody here. I want to thank my family for traveling from Michigan, from Cincinnati. And I want to thank Bill Schneer for writing such a wonderful, I mean, all of the bios are really amazing. And then the Hall of Fame, all of the association, just all of you have approached me and thanked me for coming, and I just want to thank you for that. I feel very welcomed, and I'm very excited to accept such a prestigious award. So what a wonderful running community we have here in Cincinnati, and I believe it's because of this community that I came to love such an awesome sport. My dad even started running when he was 58 with the Bob Ronkers running groups, and which I think is just says something about the city. He finally, realized how awesome running really is. So as a high school student in Cincinnati, someone mentioned the Enquirer results, and I loved looking at those track results. Are those not happening anymore? Because I wanted to mention that. I had it written here that I loved looking at those results after the weekend competition, and that was just kind of the Enquirer, the Cincinnati exciting thing I got to do, because Cincinnati is such a running community to me. So, but what I'm really here to do is share my love of running with you. Like Vern said, I loved it because it's so fun for me and my team. So my favorite thing about cross country and track is the camaraderie of that team. And the teams I had the pleasure of being a part of really were my best friends, who I shared hundreds and thousands of miles with. My long distance journey began in high school, where I ran my first race in Skechers Sport. I know Skechers is actually sponsoring runners now, but and I found myself having to go to the bathroom in the middle of the race, and I didn't know, like, what happens, what do you do? But there was this this M&D parent that kept cheering for me in the middle of the woods, so I couldn't, sneak off and take care of the things. I didn't know what to do, and then every time I was alone, like, in the woods, there he was, cheering for me, and I'm like, who is that? And later I would find out that's Mr. Newman, Tom Newman, who was always there through my whole high school career on, like, the rapid run hill, back in no man's land, always there, just kind of getting in my head when I'm about to doubt myself. It was just, he's always perfect placement. Anyway, so after that race, my first race, I told my dad I was never running another cross-country race again. But eventually Schenkel got me on track, and he got me where I needed to go. And I decided that would be MSU later. So when I met the team at MSU, I just immediately knew it was the place for me. I kind of team shopped, basically looked who I was going to spend all my time with. And that's what I figured out. So I got to MSU and I told my coaches, so my goal is to beat Angela Bazzari. And Angela and I both ran in the Big Ten together. She was at Illinois, and she was running my freshman year, and I was redshirting. So I was watching to see, she's improving, and I was watching all my teammates get really good, watching them win regionals that year, and I was saying to myself, I want to be good. So that's kind of where it clicked, watching the girls. In college, when I got to college, I had to breathe a bit harder and run a bit faster to keep up with my new friends. And it's these friends and this team that I really kind of want to focus on for this speech. So this team with Coach Drenth, Lisa Senekevich, and Kim McGreevy, with their guidance, we got to build this amazing competitive program from the ground up. And I just want to say kind of how we did that. I know a lot of you would be interested in that, since I'll save that for later. So we were all in, and we had high expectations for each other in our training. We changed the culture completely, and it became not about us as individuals, but about all of us as a team. And my most memorable race from that time was my senior year at Big Ten's cross country 2010. And we had worked so hard. We had gotten second to Minnesota the year before, and my leaders that taught me how to run graduated, a couple years ago, and I kind of had to step up and figure it out, and we were ready. We were fit, and we knew it, and we just came in to just do our best. We never said we were going to win. We just said we're just going to do our best. We could win if we do our best. So we wanted to see what we could do, and it was literally the hardest race of my life. For all of us. I mean, I led wire to wire, and Schenkel said I sit and kick, like that's one of my things. But for this race, I led wire to wire. They just wouldn't give up. These two girls were on me the whole entire race. I just kept running faster and faster and faster and faster and faster, and I was like, they're still here. It came down to the final stretch, and I remember my coach, Drenth, he was like, during warm-up, he was very specific with the course, this turn right here, people are going to take it wide because it looks like you could, but you really should take it. The finish is like a certain angle. You should run straight, you know, straightest line is the fastest. So I did that, and we won. Our team won that day. I won. I puked. I fell over. We hugged. We smiled. It was the best day ever. But the team moments are the ones that I just love. And that same team, the freshmen that were on that winning Big Ten team when I was a fifth-year senior, they won. Sorry, I didn't know that was going to happen. They won nationals cross country this year, and I got to go watch. They were so tough through that whole race. They helped each other. Our top girl, she was struggling. I struggled my last year too. Nationals course is hard. Our top girl, she struggled, and the other girls just came up. They knew. They're like, Leah's struggling. We gotta get up there. And you could see it. They were just working together. I was just so proud to be a Spartan. So to this day, I'm still running, and I love it. I just love running for fun. I think the best friends that you have, you run with, right? Yeah, I live in Asheville, North Carolina, and I'm running half the mileage, so my knees don't hurt. Thank you so much for inviting me, and I hope you all have a good run tomorrow.